And welcome back to HamCraft. We're still here at the shopping district, and I think it's time to get out of here. Enough around spawn. We've been here for a bit. We got our whole setup over there. We even have a couple shops, but that's it. I've had enough. Let me out. Let me out of my seat. There we go. It's time to get a real base going so we can have sufficient storage and maybe a couple villagers, a few kind of farm things, but mostly just the storage because I'm tired of just shoving things in little chests in the hole. Now, I spoke about a potential base location right over here. This is what I was thinking. we got a we got a little friend to watch over us. I like this little valley thing. I don't know what to call it going on here. And I was, of course, gonna fill it with water because that seems to be what I on my mind this season. I don't know, like build a dam across this mountain, or maybe even a larger one over to here. Fill it with water. Get a little river going down out to the. It's not even an ocean over here, but into this river system. Um, but that would conflict too much with my new neighbors here. So I think we're going to come up with a change of plans and look to push things a little bit farther to the east. I was looking over here at some potential locations, and I could still do the dam kind of thing in this valley here. Um, but then I got thinking about it. That, really sounds like a lot of work. And I don't think it would even look too good to just build a giant concrete dam structure out of stone and stuff. You'd have to worry about texturing it. It sounds too hard. So I think I'll pass on that, at least for now. Maybe I'll still end up damming this and just kind of build out this way instead, because I do like this area right over here. This cool little peninsula sticking out, and then on the other side, got some interesting kind of shelves, tiers in the cliff. So let's do something with this. We can work some bridges across. We can carve into the mountain and along the top of the mountain. And it's going to be a little bit easier building for me, I think, because instead of trying to stretch my capabilities into the actual like building houses and things that look good, like this house that's amazing. I'm not sure exactly whose that is, but man, that's so cool. Um, I'm gonna probably end up falling back to my old um, easier method of just kind of building funky, irregular geometric shapes out of weird materials that don't fit in with the surroundings, and call that a day. Let's build a base off of that. So probably put some towers around, things sticking out of the cliffs. We get to do some terraforming over here, which I like, and then some bridges. That'll be fun. That's the plan for the base. So I'm going to try to clear out some of these trees and maybe repopulate some trees in this valley. It is starting to come together around here. Got the trees cleaned up and some dirt pushed around so we can see what we're working with. And as you can tell, we got a few distinctive potential build areas laid out with some bridges that can work around the area. We've got an area here, pretty big and flat, little central area here, and then some shelves in the mountain over there that we can build on. And this is kind of like the main entrance. The bridge, can't quite see it, but there's another little shelf down here that I think this bridge is going to come off of. And then this is the way that the path would go back towards spawn. So I think it probably makes sense to do like the central storage area here, since it is in the middle. And then we can maybe do some other farms, play with creepers over on this side. And then maybe villagers. I was thinking back over on that side of the river on those shelves, but that might not be enough room over there. So maybe we end up pushing some villagers back a little bit farther. Not going to do anything too crazy with villagers, but I do want to have a couple. Maybe we can still fit them over there. We'll see. But I think the most important one to start with would probably be whatever's going to happen in this center. We need something for storage, and I have no clue what it's going to look like, but it probably needs to go here. And then some other little kind of tower thing, I guess, sticking out into the water would make sense on this peninsula piece. Maybe. We'll see. Still kind of undecided as to what the theme of the builds will be, or even if I'll have a theme. I don't know. Maybe I'll just throw something up and see what happens. Well, this is what happened. We now have a storage building. I think I like the looks of it. Let's swing around from the front to get a better angle. I think I like it better from this side. Partially unfinished, well, extremely unfinished, but it may stay this way for a while. I feel like with the basement opportunities, this is something that's just going to keep expanding as I need it. But eventually I will at least have to come up with some kind of layout down here. But for now, you can see how we've got things set up. I'm going to have wool storage over here. Sheep farms are fun. Might as well do one of those. That's why we have this tower up here. So we'll have eventually a water item elevator leading to feed our wool storage hoppers. And then over on this side, more color storage, glass, concrete, clay, dyes, I suppose. Anything else that's colored? Got a lot more chests than colors, I think. So maybe the top row or two will just be general bulk storage of like sand or something. And then I'm envisioning like wood and stone storage on each of these racks. And then in the back we have the opportunity for some more auto storage. Nothing's back there yet, but we have some space in the back that we could have more item elevators if this becomes storage for an iron farm. I was considering doing an iron farm because nobody was selling it at the time. Putting one over there or something, just a small one. But since then, iron is now sold at spawn, so I can just buy all my iron needs and farm some other things. Maybe amethyst, maybe... what else can we farm? Oh, hello. Yeah, that basement hole. I need some fences. This is not a very OSHA approved work site at the moment. Not very safe. But yeah, anything else can auto fill. Maybe some farms. Although farms I might want to keep somewhere else for trading. Okay, enough of that. We got opportunities. We got space. It's enough to get started. The next build will definitely be over here. I would love to start getting the creeper farm in and storing up some creepers. Probably over here. This is our last kind of grand, large building site. So this is what's going to be coming next, I hope, unless I get sidetracked with something else. We have lots of smaller builds, villagers probably on the other side of the river. Need to build bridges at some point. Some kind of entrance tower. I think I'm going to keep the portal over here. A little inconvenient if you're not flying. So if you're coming in from the nether, you're going to be coming out here. I think it will be an awesome view of the storage building and whatever other kind of creeper-esque building goes over here. And then like things that don't look good, like animal farms, can get hidden in the back. Um, and we can have cool bridges here. You'll be able to see bridges over there. I think it's going to be a nice view. Whatever goes here, I was thinking some kind of tower, but I don't want it to block the view of the building, so this may end up staying lower profile. Maybe we tear out this cliff or this ledge a little bit lower. Oh, the other thing that I did was remove the water from this ravine, creek, if you will, and I had to change this bank a little bit so I could tie in my, I don't know, arms, whatever we're calling these. So I think I might tie a creek in off the mountain and then wrap it around here. That seems realistic or natural or, some kind of believable route for water to take. So gives me more things to build. But that's going to be it for me today. Got at least a start on the base, so that is promising. Thanks for watching, and we will see ya next time.